Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back here on the bridge, and today, yes, we got some things to go over from Star Trek Online X feed, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. Now, with that said, here we go. Yes, captains, as we mentioned, some things to go over. So as we normally do, we'll go over them, drop the two ECs, and then at the end give our conclusion. So first up, the Flagship celebration event is coming to Xbox and PlayStation next week as part of the 2024 event campaign. Earn progress towards all three grand prizes. So some of you console captains have been asking, when is this coming? Well, here you go. And I do love this image a lot. You have the flagships of each of the factions here, and I love it. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous thumbnail. So we'll go quickly to the blog here. Now, we did already cover this in a video about 3-4 weeks ago. It's right here, so we'll link this in the description below. So we'll go over quickly the blog, but then captains, if you want to go over our full 2 ECs, we'll link this video at the bottom or at the end card of this video. But here you go, the Flagship celebration events, and this is of course the next campaign in for the event of 2024. So initially on Earth, the term flagship referred to the ship of an admiral. The ship would fly the admiral's flag, letting the rest of the ships in her squadron know where their commander was on the battlefield and leading the charge into battle. Hundreds of years later, the Federation, the Klingon Empire, and the Romulan Republic and the Jem'Hadar all use the same word, translated from various languages, to denote the ship that sallies forth at the front of any formation. These ships, such as the Enterprise F, are the ships that blaze a path into the future. Whether that future be of exploration or conquest, any citizen of the Federation feels safer when an Odyssey class comes into view. And this month, all of the Khitomer Alliance will gather to celebrate these mighty flagships and their crew. So this event does start September 19th and goes until October 10th. So as of the drop of this video, it will be next week. And what is the prize? The grand prize is the Khitomer Defender Space Set. The TFOs that you can do for this event are as follows. So the Borg Disconnected Space, Upiter Radius Space, Swarm, and Synth Wave. So all in space. And the fastest one, I guarantee you captains, is Upiter Radius, as long as you and your fellow captains are closing all the portals. Now, one little quick EC here that we're going to give. I have noticed both not only on PC but also on console that this event Upiter Radius, or sorry, the TFO Upiter Radius, you can close the rifts right away even though you're being attacked. So don't wait, you don't have to wait until you clear all the enemies that spawn out of the portals. Just go to the portal, close them, and then you can also shoot at the ships that have come out at the same time. Why? Because it actually gets the TFO done a lot quicker. All you need to do is close 15 portals, and then the next phase or last phase will start. So again, you do not have to wait until you clear the enemies around the portal, around the areas. You just have to close the portals, and the quicker you do it, the quicker the next phase and the quicker the TFO goes. And definitely we've done it, it almost feels like it's around 5 minutes. So it's a very quick TFO. So again, our recommendation to do is Upiter Radius, but it's on normal too. So as long as you and your fellow captains work together, you will get it done quickly. And of course, all you need is the 14 days of progress to win this set. And again, we'll go over quickly here. So what do you get? The Khitomer Alliance Regenerative Shield Array, the Khitomer Alliance Hyper Impulse Engine, and Khitomer Alliance Deflector Array. Now, these are not really too special. Again, we go over in that detail a little bit more in the video. Again, we'll link it below or the end card. But it's great. It's really great for newer captains, especially newer captains starting here. You get a free set that you can use to level up on any future tunes that you decide to make. So there you go. Now here they go over the bonus pieces, so we'll go over the 2-piece. So equipping 2 pieces of this set gives you a bonus to shield regen and shield hardness, which really doesn't do a lot in the end game, quote unquote end game. Now the 3-piece set bonus, equipping all 3 pieces of this set grants you the power coordinated empowering anti-proton field. By the faction's powers combined, you and your team get cloaked briefly and gain empowered shield regeneration and damage bonus. So the bonus there. Also, a damaging anti-proton field forms centered on you and your teammates, dealing damage to any enemy caught inside. The field's damage scales up with the amount of enemies inside the field. So again, it doesn't sound like it's nothing too special, but it's a great filler until you get the pieces you do want for your end game. So again, here now, upon claiming this grand prize, whether earned or purchased, your account will immediately become eligible for bonus progress. The first bonus progress rewarded will be accompanied by a reward of 8,000 dilithium ore, earning bonus progress each day. Therefore, after will increase the reward by an additional 1,000. So as we normally recommend, always do the event even after you've claimed the prize to get more in-game resources. Here, of course, it's not just dilithium ore, but also marks. So again, newer captains can use the marks to help level up your reputations, but also if you're done your reputations, you can use those marks, convert them to dilithium ore, and of course again then you have more resources. So again, this is the next campaign in 2024 for the console bridge, and of course this is working towards the T6 Infinity promotional ship, 2 free T6 Zen store coupons, which we're actually going to do a video of this in which ships are eligible, but of course our recommendations of which ones to get, and of course the 1500 low buy, which as of the drop of this video we've actually released our recommendations for low buy items. Thank you, Captain, for checking that video out. If you haven't, check that out. But hopefully the next couple of days, depending on the news cycle here for Stowe, we'll be releasing our ship recommendations, so look out for that. So again, the event campaign players must earn 50 event campaign progress for each day they participate in an eligible event. Buying out an eligible event will include up to 700 event campaign progress. Each event's buyout only grants as much event campaign progress as is relative to the amount paid, I should say. After prorated discounts are applied, this means that playing half price, because you participate in 7 out of 14 of the required days so far, will grant you 350 event progress. Essentially, you get what you pay for. And again, the rewards is as we mentioned. So we hope you enjoy this event, captains, and we'll see you in the final frontier. So again, my console caps, this is coming. As you can see here, the dates, September 19th to the 10th. A very easy event, but of course working towards the grand prize, which is awesome for 2024. So there is that. Next up, and lastly, you already saw the thumbnail, captains. So the ship that captured an entire fleet, the Nova 1, is coming to the Infinity Lockbox next week. So again, this ship is from Star Trek Lower Decks. Now, I will be honest, I haven't seen this episode. I have a lot of catching up to do. But at first glance, I'm going to tell you right now, captains, this ship does not interest me whatsoever. But that's okay. I know that I've said I love Lower Decks, but it doesn't mean I love all the ships that come from it. But still, it's a welcoming sight to see the ships that we've seen their Lower Decks come here to Star Trek Online. So we'll go over here to the blog. It's a weird looking ship in my opinion, but it is what it is. Now, join Nova Fleet. Get Captain Lorcano's Nova 1 next week in the Infinity Lockbox on PC. So of course, this will launch on PC and will eventually follow up on console. Now, I had to look this up on who Captain Lorcano was and this whole Nova 1 fleet. So I went to Memory Alpha, and I was surprised, and this is what we found. So this is the page here. As you can see, there's a nice little rundown of all of his information. So he's a human. His affiliation is Nova Fleet. His rank is a cadet, but apparently it was expelled. We'll go over that in a little bit. Occupation commanding officer of the USS Passaro. I'm guessing that was the episode there from Star Trek. So his status is deceased. Well, there you go. Died 2381. USS Pissarro, and played by Robert Duncan McNeil. So Tom Paris. So he did a dual role there in Star Trek. And yes, they do look pretty cool. So we'll just read this quickly here. I could have been the best pilot in Starfleet. Don't let that anger define your life. You stunned all those crews. You didn't kill them because deep down you're not a murderer. I'm sorry, but I really am. My perfect life was taken from me, and now I'm getting it back. So that was Nick Locano and Beckett Mariner, 2381. Old Friends, New Planets is the episode. So Nick Locano was a male human who lived during the late 24th century, following his expulsion from Starfleet Academy for impending an inquiry over the death of a fellow cadet, killed in a botched illegal maneuver. Locano eventually moved to New Axton, where he began operating as a civilian pilot for hire. So, captains, we're not going to go too much into this, but I will link this in the description below if you want to go into this deeper. If you've watched Lower Decks, then you know what this episode is and you know who he is. I did not, so I wanted to go over that, and look at that, a surprise for me, because it was the actor Robert Duncan McNeil who was our Tom Paris, but also was this Locano. So there you go. But we'll go on with this. So starting with the launch of the Dimensional Typhoon event on PC, a new ship will be available in the Infinity Lockbox, the Nova 1 from Lower Decks. The ship is a recreation of the original flagship of the disbanded Nova fleet. The Nova 1 was atomized during the activation of the Genesis device that created the class and planet, Locano. Being a completely custom design, some of the elements seem to ignore or completely go against Starfleet ship-making standards and safety protocols. As you know, captains, I'm a Fetty boy, and maybe this is why I don't like it. It is advised that when flying this model, pilots refrain from engaging in dangerous maneuvers. So what is this ship and what does it have? So the Starship features a Commander Universal Pilot, Specialist Seat, and a Lieutenant Commander Engineering Miracle Worker Specialist Seat. And here's a little bit more views on the ship. Again, doesn't matter which view, it just does not interest me. So, but we'll go over the stats here. So Nova 1 Pilot Raider. So again, Tier 6, Faction Any, hull modifier is 1.07, shield mod 1.14, its weapon layout is 5-1. Device slots 2, again the bridge officer station. So Commander, Universal Pilot, Lieutenant Commander Engineering Miracle Worker, Lieutenant Commander Universal, Lieutenant Tactical, and Ensign Universal. It sounds like a very, very good layout that I can probably make work for us, but it's all about the space Barbie. For me, captains, in terms of ships, I can't get behind this one, but that's okay. And no, captains, especially if you're new here, this ship, though it will be in the Infinity Lockbox, you can get this ship for next year's event campaign. So know that all the promo ships, premium ships that get released in a calendar year will be available in the event prize of the following year. So keep that in mind. If this ship is doing it for you, you don't want to spend the in-game and or real-life resources, you can get this ship for the event campaign prize for 2025. So there is that. So we'll go over this again still here. So consoles, 5 TAC, 4 Eng, 2 Psi. Base turn rate is 20.3. If you're hearing my dog, my apologies, caps, but we're going to just keep going on here. So impulse mod 0.21, inertia 80, plus 10 to weapon and engine power. The console universal is the Nova Fleet Recruitment Drive. Can equip dual cannons, experiment with weapon slot, Raider flanking, Nova Burst, pilot maneuvers. So the Starship Mastery Package is of that of a Raider. It has plus AC, plus defense, plus all damage, plus crit severity, and the Starship trait is bold piloting. So the Admiralty stats, so the Eng is 49, Psi 22, and TAC 55, and special by itself is plus 20 TAC Eng when alone. So here's the console. So the console is the Nova Fleet Recruitment Drive. Again, a GIF would be nice. Anytime that they show this, they're not consistent in doing this. Sometimes they show a GIF, sometimes they don't. But it would be nice to see it each and every time. So this ship is equipped with a console universal Nova Fleet recruitment drive. Contrary to popular belief, Nick Larcano's main skill wasn't piloting, but convincing people to follow him down a dangerous path. This device emits a beam which was initially thought to be capable of destroying ships. In truth, it broadcasts a message, manipulating low-ranking members of a ship's crew and forces them to mutiny. The chaos and destruction that ensues can range from bridge officers seeing their abilities delayed to ships temporarily defecting. So that's interesting. I don't think it's going to be all that useful, but there you go. It's going to come with the ship if you want it. He's an idiot and his plan is stupid. He's going to get you all killed because he only cares about himself. That was Lieutenant Beckett Mariner. So the experimental weapon is the Nova Starburst. So this starship also comes with an experimental weapon slot equipped with a Nova Starburst. This weapon uses a plasma canister as a projectile. This weapon creates a dangerous cloud that deals damage over time to anyone inside it. After a few seconds, the plasma is ignited, creating an explosion of an area several times bigger than the initial plasma cloud. This console also increases passive shield regen the faster your ship flies. Again, shield regeneration, shield hardness, not really a big thing at the end game, but maybe the plasma canister as a projectile is the thing, because plasma is probably one of the top damaging sources now in STO, as long as you get all the plasma boosting console traits and such. So that may be a thing. Again, nothing that really interests us personally, but let me know in the comments below, captains, if this is something that interests you. Starship trait is bold piloting. Upon reaching level 5 in the Starship Master, you will unlock the bold piloting trait. There are bold pilots and there are old pilots, but there are no old bold pilots. Interesting. After being expelled from Starfleet Academy, Nick Larcano became obsessed with proving he's an ace pilot. He would forego safety measures in order to show off his skills. One such involved tampering with standard engine boosting protocols to achieve greater maximum speed. This let him deal damage to other ships and partially bypass shields by grazing during hot pursuits. Due to stress applied to engine subsystems, Larcano's special move could only be used sparingly. This move gained intergalactic notoriety until it one day became known as the Larcano Maneuver. I hope I'm saying that right, his name. But that is the trait. Again, doesn't really seem so all that useful. In honesty, sometimes when we buy ships, it is sometimes for the trait, consoles, or whatever it comes with. And even this ship, after all that we've gone through, is nothing really that we're too interested in. But again, captains, if you're interested in the ship, there you go. It will be coming to PC first and then console later. So again, for us personally, it's not something that we're going to get, but I'd be interested to know if this is something that interests you, captain. So for us, again, our recommendation is not to open keys or boxes with keys. If you're going to spend the resources, our recommendation, captains, is to buy the keys when they're on sale. And I'm almost 100% sure that the day of the start of this event, that there's going to be a key sale. So it just depends on how much that is, but regardless, buy the keys on sale, wait until the sale is over, put them on the exchange, rinse and repeat until you have enough EC to buy the ship. It could be this or any other promo ship, or just get it for free in the next year's event campaign. So again, that's just our 2 ECs, captains. That's the video, just us going over the latest. Do us a favor, hit the like button to help the overall channel out, but also let us know in the comments below if this is something you're getting, because I'd be interested to see how many captains do want this ship. And of course, subscribe here to the YouTube Bridge, and we'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.